What's up, YouTube? It's your girl DeeDee, and welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for tuning in once again. So I am back with another video, but before we get into the video, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Also share and like the video, hit that notification bell to be notified when I upload new content. All right, I want to discuss this issue of men being insecure of successful women. Child. So we tend to hear this all the time, that anytime a man meets a woman who is successful or has a job or degrees, that somehow these men are insecure and they're intimidated by these successful women. And I just want to say, as women, you got to stop thinking that every man that you come in contact with is insecure and intimidated by you, because the majority of these men are not intimidated by women who have a job or has a degree. I don't think that all men are intimidated by that. It's one of those things that I think women like to say because it makes them feel good, because I don't know any other reason why so many women think that men are intimidated by what they have. Every man is not intimidated by you having a job or making money. Women look for that, and so that's what you think and you feel and you believe, but it's not necessarily the case. And especially when you're just dating somebody, a lot of women use that as an excuse to justify why the relationship didn't work or why the men were not really interested in them or serious about them. I think a lot of women come up with their own conclusions as to why the relationship didn't go anywhere and the men weren't really interested. And I think a lot of times it's just that y'all are not compatible. Maybe the guy wasn't that, he got to know you and he found out what he wanted to know and he wasn't interested. It may not have anything to do with your finances or any of that, but women tend to use that and say, oh, these men are insecure or intimidated. And I don't think most men are not intimidated by women. In fact, I don't think a lot of men have a problem with women working and contributing. But I think the problem that men have is that a lot of these modern women, they want to work and they make good money, but they don't want to contribute to a relationship. They're modern, but they still want men to play a traditional role. And I think that's what men are refusing to do. I don't see any reason for a man to be intimidated by women or insecure of women. I don't know. Unless that's, like I say, unless you've been in a long-term relationship with a dude and you know that that's the case, stop putting that on all men, because I don't believe that that's the case. I really don't. And I think that men don't mind a woman who's productive and helpful, but if she's helpful. And I think the problem that men have is that these women are independent. They're independent women who want to be in relationships with men who are traditional and men who are going to pay all of the bills. And I think that's the issue some men are having, where look, they're saying, hey, if you're working and you can contribute, why not contribute? A lot of men don't want to be in a position where you have a woman who is not able to contribute fully to the household because she works outside of the home and she's making money too. But also not just that, she still is putting all of the pressure and the responsibilities onto him when she can contribute to the situation as well. And it's not necessarily 50-50, but hey, if you're working and you're not going to be at home, you're not going to be a real stay-at-home housewife, for real. You want to work and you want to have your own thing going. There's nothing wrong with that, but why don't you contribute? Because we're in this together. This is not a solo thing. This is not an independent thing. This is a relationship. This is supposed to be a togetherness. So if you're out here working and I'm working, why can't we contribute to the household together? Why can't we do things to build ourselves together? A lot of women say they want to build with men, but they want the man to build everything and take care of them. They don't really want to come out of their pockets and put anything towards the relationship financially. They want the men to handle it all. And I think that's part of the problem in modern society with modern women. They are independent women who want a man that's rich, who's going to pay all the bills so they can stack their cash and they don't have to do anything else. And that's just unrealistic to me. I don't care what nobody says, unrealistic, especially in today's day and age where things are much more expensive, but these same women are the ones who are complaining about how much it's costing them while they're doing it all by themselves, how difficult it is to maintain by themselves, but then you go from doing it all by yourself to wanting a man to do everything while you continue to do whatever it is that you want. That is not fair. So if a man is, and I still wouldn't call it intimidation. I wouldn't call it any of that. I call it, making sense. That you want a woman who's going to contribute to the relationship, contribute to the overall everything in that relationship so that you guys can grow together. I just think people have lost the idea of what a relationship is supposed to be, what it's supposed to look like, what's the role of the man, what's the role of the woman. Because we can always say, oh, men are supposed to be providers, but we never talk about what women are supposed to be. Because women have been conditioned to believe that they can do whatever they want Go out, sleep with as many men as you want. Go on all these girls trips, do whatever you want. And the man has to be subservient to you. And he has to do what you want because you're a woman and he's supposed to bow down to you and do whatever you want. I think that's insane. And if you know how men are, that's going to be a problem for most men. An upstanding, stable, reliable man is not going to follow your lead. And that's not an insecurity thing. That's just a man thing. That's just how men are. And once again, even if you get a man who's providing financially 100%, then you need to be what he needs you to be. You need to play the role in that relationship according to what he wants. Because if he's doing what you want, why you can't do what he wants? And I think that is the problem too, because a lot of women want these men to pay everything, but they don't want to do their parts as well. These modern women don't want to be a real housewife. They don't really want to be inside taking care of the home all the time. They don't really want that. That's too boring. They need to be out. See, that's where the problems come in. And this is where we have had women who've had the role of housewife, who's had a man who was taking care of all of the bills, but they did not want it. They didn't want it. They walked away from it with the excuse of, oh, he was too boring. Oh, I was bored. I didn't have nothing to do. No, see, that's the thing. You're damned if you do, damned if you don't. You could be the man providing paying all the bills, but she's not going to want to be what you need her to be in that house. Because this is the nature of modern women. They don't want to be inside. They got to be outside. You got to take these girls trips at your expense. And so I think this is where the problem lies, once again, with the women and their expectations and what they are looking for, even though they say one thing, but it ends up being something else. Figure out what it is that you want and stop raising the bar, because this is why the relationships are failing and not working, because these women say they want a man who paid all the bills, and then women have had men who paid all the bills and that wasn't good enough. You still left him. So what else is there for a man to do? And so this is partly why a lot of men are just tapping out, saying whatever. And women are tapping out too, because you can't find a man to give you what you want, because a lot of times it's unreasonable. It's just over the top. And a lot of these men aren't walking away because they're insecure or any of that. It's because they don't want to deal with those types of women. They want something more realistic, something more tangible, something that's loving, something that they can actually build and grow with. That's it. And I think a lot of these women are too selfish. They're entitled. They feel like they don't need you. They want you. And at any moment they can walk away. That's an issue for men, because men want to know that they have a woman who is solid. They want to know that they have a woman who's in their corner and really there for him, and not just gonna jump up and leave the minute it gets rough. It's not an intimidation thing. It's more of, can I trust you? It's a trust thing. Can I trust that you're gonna have my back as much as you want me to have yours? But listen, y'all, of course, y'all gonna chime in. Let me know what y'all think in the comments of this. What are your thoughts? Leave it in the comments. I definitely want to see what you guys think. Share and like the video, and let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I definitely want to hear from you. That is it. Thank y'all so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.